Good morning, friends. I'm Arthur, and welcome back to Senior Strength Show. Now, before we dive into today's life-changing topic, if you're new here and you value your sleep as much as I value mine, hit that subscribe button right now, because what I'm about to share could transform those dreaded middle-of-the-night awakenings into something absolutely miraculous. Today, I'm joined by Dr. Margaret Chen, a sleep specialist who's been helping seniors sleep better for over 20 years. Dr. Chen, let's get straight to it. If you're over 60 and waking up at 2 or 3 a.m. feeling frustrated, what's really going on?
Arthur, first, let me reassure your viewers. If you're waking up between 2-3 a.m., you're not broken. This is actually one of the most natural things your aging body does. And today, I'm going to teach you how to turn this problem into a powerful healing opportunity.
Dr. Chen, I have to tell you, when I first heard you say that 2 a.m. wake-ups could be a gift, I thought you might need more coffee than I do, but you've completely changed my perspective.
I get that reaction a lot, but stick with me. By the end of today's show, your viewers are going to understand why I call this the miracle window.
All right, Dr. Chen, let's start with the basics. Why do so many of us over 60 wake up at this specific time?
Great question. After age 60, our sleep architecture changes dramatically. We spend less time in deep sleep, and our brain naturally cycles through what I call maintenance wake-ups, brief periods where your brain checks on your body's systems. Think of it like your brain doing a security patrol around the house. It's actually a sign that your brain is working properly to keep you healthy.
So you're telling me that when I wake up at 2:30 a.m. thinking, oh no, not again, my brain is actually trying to help me?
Exactly. The problem isn't the waking up. It's what most people do when they do wake up. They lie there worrying about tomorrow's doctor appointment, their grandkids, or whether they remembered to take their medication.
Guilty as charged. Last week, I reorganized my entire garage in my head between 2 and 4 a.m. My wife thinks I'm losing it.
Your wife might be onto something. But that mental garage reorganization is exactly what we're going to fix today with what I call the miracle technique.
Now, Dr. Chen, I'm curious about the timing. Is there something special about 2 to 3 a.m. specifically?
Absolutely. This time corresponds to what we call the cortisol dip. Your stress hormone naturally drops to its lowest level around 2 to 3 a.m. Your body temperature also reaches its minimum point. These natural rhythms create a perfect storm for brief awakenings. But here's what's fascinating. In traditional Chinese medicine, they call 2 to 3 a.m. the liver time, when your body is doing its deepest detoxification work. Your brain is literally cleaning house.
Dr. Chen, what happens when people fight against these natural wake-ups instead of working with them?
Oh, Arthur, this is where so many seniors go wrong. When you lie there getting frustrated, checking the clock every few minutes, your stress hormones spike. You're essentially training your brain to associate 2-3 a.m. with anxiety and panic. I see patients who've turned these brief natural wake-ups into 2-3-hour anxiety sessions. They've created what I call learned insomnia. Their brain now expects to be stressed at this time.
That sounds miserable. I imagine it affects the whole next day, too.
Absolutely. When you spend hours awake and anxious, you're exhausted the next day. You might nap, which throws off your sleep schedule, and the cycle continues. I've seen seniors who haven't had a good night's sleep in years because of this pattern.
So the solution isn't sleeping pills or trying to force ourselves back to sleep.
Definitely not. Sleeping pills can actually make these wake-ups worse in seniors. They create dependency, affect memory, and increase fall risk. The real solution is working with your body's natural rhythms, not against them.
Okay, Dr. Chen, I'm ready to learn. What is this miracle technique that's going to save my sanity and my sleep?
It's beautifully simple, but incredibly powerful. I call it the 4-7-8 gratitude reset. And here's exactly what you do the moment you wake up at 3 a.m. Step 1. Don't move. Don't check the clock. Don't reach for your phone. Don't even roll over. Just lie exactly as you are.
That's already harder than it sounds. I'm a chronic clock checker.
I know, but trust me on this. The moment you look at that clock, you activate what we call the time anxiety response. Your brain starts calculating how much sleep you've lost, how tired you'll be tomorrow. It's a disaster.
All right, I'm convinced. What's step 2?
Step 2, close your eyes if they're open and begin the 4-7-8 breathing pattern. Breathe in through your nose for 4 counts, hold for 7, exhale through your mouth for 8.
Can you walk us through one cycle, Dr. Chen?
Of course. Inhale slowly through your nose. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Now exhale through your mouth with a whoosh sound. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
That felt immediately relaxing. What's step 3?
Here's where the magic happens. While you're doing this breathing, think of 3 specific things you're grateful for from that day. Not general things like my family, but specific moments like how perfectly my coffee tasted this morning or the way my neighbor's dog wagged his tail when he saw me.
Now, Dr. Chen, I have to ask, this sounds almost too simple to work. What makes you so confident about this technique?
I've been using this with patients for 5 years now, and the results are remarkable. But let me explain the science because it's truly fascinating. The 4-7-8 breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode. It literally sends a chemical message to your brain saying, everything's safe, time to sleep.
How does that actually work in the brain?
When you extend your exhale longer than your inhale, you stimulate the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body that connects your brain to your major organs. This triggers the release of GABA, a neurotransmitter that has natural calming effects. But the gratitude component is equally important. When you focus on specific positive memories, you're activating the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for positive emotions, while simultaneously quieting the amygdala, your brain's alarm system.
So instead of my brain planning my grandson's college education at 3 a.m., it's thinking about how good my dinner tasted?
Exactly. And here's the fascinating part. Recent research from Stanford shows that seniors who practice gratitude before sleep have 25% better sleep quality and fall back asleep 60% faster after nighttime awakenings.
Dr. Chen, I have to share something. When I first tried this technique, my wife caught me lying there breathing funny and asked if I was having a medical emergency.
Oh, that's perfect. Did you explain what you were doing?
I did, and now she does it too. Last week, she told me she was grateful for leftover chocolate cake, and she was asleep before she could even worry about our property taxes. Now, Dr. Chen, I have to ask, this sounds almost too simple to work. What makes you so confident about this technique?
I've been using this with patients for 5 years now, and the results are remarkable. But let me explain the science because it's truly fascinating. The 4-7-8 breathing pattern activates your parasympathetic nervous system. That's your body's rest and digest mode. It literally sends a chemical message to your brain saying, everything's safe, time to sleep.
How does that actually work in the brain?
When you extend your exhale longer than your inhale, you stimulate the vagus nerve, the longest nerve in your body that connects your brain to your major organs. This triggers the release of GABA, a neurotransmitter that has natural calming effects. But the gratitude component is equally important. When you focus on specific positive memories, you're activating the prefrontal cortex, the part of your brain responsible for positive emotions, while simultaneously quieting the amygdala, your brain's alarm system.
So instead of my brain planning my grandson's college education at 3 a.m., it's thinking about how good my dinner tasted?
Exactly. And here's the fascinating part. Recent research from Stanford shows that seniors who practice gratitude before sleep have 25% better sleep quality and fall back asleep 60% faster after nighttime awakenings.
Dr. Chen, I have to share something. When I first tried this technique, my wife caught me lying there breathing funny and asked if I was having a medical emergency.
Oh, that's perfect. Did you explain what you were doing?
I did, and now she does it too. Last week, she told me she was grateful for leftover chocolate cake and she was asleep before she could even worry about our property taxes. Dr. Chen, what mistakes do people make that prevent this technique from working?
Oh, there are several big ones that completely sabotage the process. First, and this is the biggest one, checking the time. The moment you look at that clock and think, oh no, it's 2:47 a.m., you've activated your stress response. Your brain immediately starts calculating. I've only had 4 hours of sleep. I need to be up in 3 hours. I'm going to be exhausted tomorrow. It's like hitting the panic button.
What's the second mistake, Dr. Chen?
Trying to force sleep. This isn't about making yourself sleep. It's about creating perfect conditions for sleep to happen naturally. When you think, I must fall back asleep, you create pressure that's counterproductive.
And the third mistake, Dr. Chen?
Getting frustrated if it doesn't work immediately. People expect instant results, but remember, your brain has been practicing worry at 2 a.m. for years. Give it time to learn this new, better habit.
How long should people expect before they see results?
Most of my patients start noticing improvements within the first week, but the real magic happens around week 2 or 3. I always tell them, you wouldn't expect to master piano in 2 lessons, would you?
Definitely not. Though I've been trying to master the piano for 20 years, and I'm still working on chopsticks.
Well, fortunately, this technique is much easier than piano and much more immediately rewarding.
Dr. Chen, once people master the basics, are there ways to make this even more effective?
Absolutely. Here's what I teach my advanced patients. First, create what I call a gratitude library during the day. Mentally note small, pleasant moments so you have plenty to choose from at 2 a.m. I tell patients to collect moments like they're collecting precious gems. The way sunlight hit your coffee cup, a kind word from a cashier, the feeling of clean sheets. These become your nighttime treasures.
That's beautiful. What else can people do?
Second, if your mind starts wandering to worries, gently return to counting your breaths and gratitude thoughts. Think of it like training a friendly puppy. Gentle redirection, no frustration.
Any environmental tips, Dr. Chen?
Yes. Keep your bedroom slightly cool, around 65 to 68 degrees. This supports the natural temperature drop that promotes sleep. And comfort is key. Don't try this technique if you're too hot, too cold, or lying on an uncomfortable mattress.
I love that you mentioned comfort. I recently got one of those memory foam toppers, and it's been a game changer for my sleep quality.
That's wonderful. Physical comfort absolutely supports the mental techniques we're teaching. When your body is comfortable, your mind can focus on the gratitude and breathing.
Dr. Chen, what about people who say they can't think of anything to be grateful for at 2 a.m.?
Oh, I get this question often. Start incredibly simple. Be grateful for your warm bed, for the roof over your head, for the pillow under your head. Sometimes I tell patients to be grateful for their ability to breathe easily. Gratitude is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it gets. I've had patients who started with, I'm grateful my alarm didn't go off yet, And within weeks, we're finding profound appreciation for tiny moments throughout their day.
Dr. Chen, let's set realistic expectations. What should people expect and when?
Night 1 to 3, you're learning the technique. Don't worry if it feels awkward or if your mind wanders. You're literally retraining neural pathways that have been running on autopilot for years. Some people feel silly at first, lying there breathing in patterns and thinking about grateful thoughts. That's completely normal. You're creating new habits.
What about week 1?
Week 1, most people start falling back asleep faster. You might not sleep through the night yet, but the awake time becomes peaceful instead of stressful. Instead of lying there anxious, you're lying there calm.
And after that?
Week 2-3 is where the real magic happens. Many people start sleeping through until morning, or if they do wake up, they're back asleep within 10 to 15 minutes. The technique becomes more automatic.
What about long-term results?
Months 1 and beyond, the technique becomes as natural as turning over in bed. Some patients tell me they start the breathing and gratitude before they're even fully awake. Their brain has learned the new pattern.
Dr. Chen, I have to share something funny. My neighbor Jim got so good at this technique that he started using it during the day when his wife watches her soap operas. He takes the most refreshing 20-minute naps.
That's brilliant. The 4-7-8 breathing with gratitude is incredibly versatile. It works for daytime stress relief, pre-appointment anxiety, even road rage. Jim's discovered something wonderful.
Dr. Chen, can you share some success stories from your patients?
I'd love to. One of my favorites is Barbara, 74, who hadn't slept through the night in 5 years. She was taking sleeping pills, drinking chamomile tea, trying every gadget on the market. After 2 weeks of this technique, she sleeps from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. Her daughter thought she was taking new medication. Barbara told me, "Dr. Chen, for the first time in years, I wake up feeling rested instead of defeated."
Any other memorable cases?
Oh, yes! I have a couple, George and Mary, both in their early 70s, who both started doing this technique. Now they compare their gratitude thoughts over morning coffee. George told me, "Doctor, this brought us closer together while fixing our sleep. 2 miracles for the price of 1.
That's wonderful. Are there any funny stories?
Oh, yes! One gentleman told me his midnight worry sessions about politics have been replaced by gratitude for his garden tomatoes. He said, "Dr. Chen, I sleep much better thinking about tomatoes than thinking about politicians."
Smart man. I might have to try that myself. Politics at 2 a.m. is definitely not conducive to peaceful sleep.
Another patient, Eleanor, was a chronic worrier. She used to lie awake planning her funeral arrangements and worrying about her cat's future care. Now she spends those minutes being grateful for her cat's purring and her comfortable bed. She calls it her gratitude meditation time.
Dr. Chen, what's the most dramatic transformation you've seen?
That would be Frank, 68, who was having such severe sleep anxiety that he was afraid to go to bed. He'd fallen into a pattern of staying up until 4 a.m. watching TV, then sleeping until noon. His whole life was upside down. After implementing this technique, not only did his 2-3 a.m. wake-ups become peaceful, but his confidence in his ability to sleep returned. Within 2 months, he was back to a normal schedule and felt like himself again.
Dr. Chen, are there times when this technique isn't enough and people need medical attention?
Absolutely. If you're waking up with chest pain, severe shortness of breath, or heart palpitations, that's not a normal 2 to 3 a.m. wake-up. That needs immediate medical attention. Also, if you're taking new medications and suddenly start having sleep disruptions, mention this to your doctor. Sometimes medication timing can be adjusted to improve sleep. Many common medications, blood pressure drugs, antidepressants, even some vitamins, can affect sleep if taken at the wrong time.
What about sleep apnea, Dr. Chen?
If you're waking up gasping for air, if your partner says you stop breathing during sleep, or if you wake up with severe dry mouth or headaches, you should get evaluated for sleep apnea. This technique won't fix a breathing disorder.
Are there any medications that might interfere with this technique?
The technique itself is very safe, but if you're on multiple medications, especially for heart conditions or mental health, it's always wise to mention new sleep practices to your doctor. They might want to monitor your response or adjust dosages.
What about people with anxiety disorders or depression?
This technique can actually be very helpful for anxiety and mild depression. The combination of controlled breathing and gratitude practice has been shown to reduce anxiety and improve mood. However, it shouldn't replace proper mental health treatment if that's needed.
A comprehensive action plan. What should they do starting tonight?
Perfect. Tonight, I want everyone to place a simple reminder by their bedside. Just the words 4-7-8 breathing, 3 gratitudes, no clock checking. When you wake up at 2 or 3 a.m., remember the 3 rules. Don't move, start the breathing, focus on gratitude. This week, practice the technique every time you wake up, even if it's just once. Consistency is key to retraining your brain. Think about it as teaching your brain a new language, the language of peaceful awakening.
What about tracking progress?
Keep a simple sleep journal this month. Just note, what time did you wake up? How long were you awake? Did you use the technique? How did you feel in the morning? You'll be amazed at the patterns you discover.
Any bonus tips for making this work faster?
Yes, start practicing the 4-7-8 breathing during the day when you're relaxed. Do it while watching TV, before meals, or during TV commercials. This teaches your body to associate this breathing pattern with calmness, making it even more effective at night.
Dr. Chen, should people tell their family about this technique?
Absolutely. Having family support makes a huge difference. Explain that you're working on a new sleep technique and ask them not to disturb you if they notice you're awake but lying quietly. Many couples start doing this together.
Dr. Chen, it sounds like this technique offers benefits beyond just better sleep. What else do your patients experience?
The ripple effects are beautiful. Patients report feeling more optimistic during the day because they're training their brains to notice positive things. The gratitude practice spills over into their waking hours. Many tell me they handle daily stress better. When you've practiced creating calm in the middle of the night, daytime challenges feel more manageable. It's like building emotional resilience muscle.
What about physical health benefits?
The stress reduction alone has enormous health benefits. Lower cortisol levels, better immune function, improved blood pressure. One patient's blood pressure medication was actually reduced by his cardiologist after 3 months of better sleep.
That's incredible. Are there any unexpected benefits you've noticed?
Yes, many patients report improved memory and concentration during the day. Quality sleep is essential for memory consolidation, and when they're getting better rest, their cognitive function improves noticeably. I've also had patients tell me their relationships improved because they're not cranky from sleep deprivation, and they're more appreciative of the people in their lives thanks to the gratitude practice.
Dr. Chen, as we wrap up, what's your final message for our viewers about those 2-3 a.m. wake-ups?
I want everyone to understand that those 2-3 a.m. wake-ups aren't your enemy, they're an opportunity. It's a chance to practice gratitude, to connect with the peaceful quiet of the night, and to prove to yourself that you have the power to create calm in any situation. At our age, we've earned the wisdom to know that fighting against our bodies rarely works. But working with our bodies, understanding their rhythms, and responding with kindness and gratitude, that's where the real miracles happen.
Dr. Chen, that's beautifully said. And I have to tell you, since I started using your technique, I actually look forward to my 2 a.m. moments. They've become like little islands of peace in my night.
That's exactly what I love to hear. When we transform frustration into gratitude, anxiety into appreciation, we transform our entire relationship with sleep and with aging itself.
You know, Dr. Chen, there's something almost
magical about turning what used to be our worst time of night into our most peaceful time of night.
It really is magical. And the beauty is that this magic is available to everyone. You don't need special equipment, expensive treatments, or perfect health. You just need a willingness to try something new and be patient with yourself.
Before we go, folks, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you never miss our life-changing conversations with experts like Dr. Chen. Share this video with anyone over 60 who's struggling with sleep. You might just give them the gift of peaceful nights and grateful hearts. Dr. Chen, thank you for teaching us that the best years of our lives can also be the most restful years of our lives.
Thank you, Arthur. Remember, everyone, every 2 a.m. wake-up is just another chance to count your blessings and drift back into blissful sleep. The miracle is already inside you. You just need to unlock it.
Until next time, this is Arthur and Dr. Chen from Senior Strength Show reminding you that age brings wisdom, wisdom brings peace, and peace brings the sweetest dreams. Good night, friends.